Hi, Christos Paloukas here, performance engineer at Pressidium Managed WordPress Hosting, coming in from my own home again, with my friend Prashant Baldha with me today. Prashant is an experienced web developer that has made a switch, or a pivotal switch, to working around WordPress and within WordPress for the past 11 years, is that right? Do you want to go ahead and continue the introduction? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started my career in WordPress in 2013 when I have solely focused on WordPress development and WordPress plugin development and theme development. I have contributed to WordPress open source and achieved many 13 pages until now. Now I would like to contribute more to WordPress project.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work having to do all that contribution for WordPress. Maybe if you're not sponsored either, and also maintain the 9 to 5 or daily business for your own work.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything else, or do you want to head straight into the questions?
Actually, contributing to my free times in weekends. And WordPress is my passion, so I am contributing more and more.
That's lovely. That's what keeps WordPress alive. I don't know, passionate volunteers contribute like you.
Yeah, I am contributing less in compared to other contributors.
Yes, okay, makes sense. Having said that, let's go into the first question. What do you think inspired your shift into WordPress plugin and WordPress core development back in 2013? I'm sure you were a developer before then too, but what made you go that way?
Before that, I have completed my Bachelor of Engineering in the Computer Science and Engineering in Gujarat Technological University and taken training in coordinator framework. And my first job was in local company. In that, the first there was requirement of e-commerce site in which I need to import product from Excel sheet to WP e-commerce products. For that, I have developed a plugin. At that time, WooCommerce was emerged, but the client site was using WP e-commerce. So I have developed the first plugin, Excel sheet products to WP e-commerce products. And that's how my journey is beginning as a WordPress plugin developer.
That makes sense. I remember from my freelance days too that the import for products was always a big problem with WooCommerce. It used to be that, and lots of time has passed since then. But that's exciting. So your first project made you gear towards WordPress in general?
Yeah.
How did you?
I have never leave the WordPress for my development in my career. I have continually developed in WordPress only one. I am solely focused on WordPress.
Wow, that's great. At least you know your direction. Very important. Lots of people get lost out there with all those options. So continuing on that first question with WordPress, it all started off for work, but then you started contributing to core too.
Yeah. Then I have created profile in my WordPress in 2015. Then published two plugins like email tracker plugin and current location on map, which shows live location in your current website. Then I started contributing to core meta, and day by day I had contributed more.
Wow, that's great. Hell, I wish more developers took that path. If they did, WordPress would probably be even better than it is today.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything about the beginning of your WordPress journey before we move into the second question?
Yeah, move to
Okay, lovely. I wanted to ask you, so I know your experience with the web development, especially WordPress plugin development, and I know you've worked on some like big name plugins like Duplicator, or do you want to name a few?
Abda Plus, all-in-one security and firewall, WP API, internal link user.
Big ones. So here's the second question that has to do with that. I understand that like after a plugin is established and maybe hundreds, thousands, millions of users are using it already, new features might want to be included into that plugin at a certain point, maybe with 3 million users. So how do you approach the balance between like refactoring the existing code and developing new features, especially balancing out priorities, functionalities, these things?
It is completely depends on the management. If management decides that we need to clean our old code, legacy code, then we should clean the legacy code and refactor our code. If the management decides that we need to deliver the new features to the plugin users, then we need to develop new features and deliver to the end users. It is completely decisions by plugins owner of the company and owner's company's management, not decisions of any developer.
I understand.
We can suggest what
Yeah, just have our voices heard at some point, the WordPress developers. So I don't know. I've never found myself in that situation where I had to have made that decision. And I do wonder, when there's too much work in like cleaning the old code, have you been like forced to use the old code, having to read over it for long times until you can find a way to integrate your new feature? Have you been that situation?
actually I prefer to develop new features because new features are ultimately the source of the revenue. And if the plugin company survives, the developer will survive. The end users need features. The end user doesn't see the quality of the plugins, whether it is developed in the dirty code or well be code.
All right, that's amazing. So your mind is also on the product side of things. You're not thinking just as a developer. I know most developers sometimes, they get stuck thinking only the part of the IT and thinking, oh no, this code is junk. We have to fix it. It's good. It's amazing that you also have the product side, because it's always a balance.
Yeah, of course.
Have you been in any like rehaul projects where you had to go all the way back and fix everything because the new features could not fit with the old code?
Actually, we write the new features with new code and we write a better code than previously developed code, new features. We write our best code, quality code, clean code in new features.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Makes sense. Anything else to add for the updates versus the old code and the new code? Are you ready for the next question?
Sometimes the legacy code may cost to our development. Sometimes we develop complex code. And sometimes productivity decreases time by times in complex code. At that time, we prefer to refactor the old code and produce a quality code. At that time, my approach is that 50% time should be given to refactor and clean dirty code, and 50% time should be spent on the new features.
Oh, okay. In parallel.
Yeah.
All right, that's smart. And if you do it correctly, with multiple developers and maybe something like Git in the middle, I can see it happening. It's a lot of work still. Cool. Next and final question. This one's a bit more of a, I guess, philosophical kind that has to do with open source and open source advocacy. What motivates you personally to continue contributing, in your case, to open source projects? And how do you get other people involved? How do you spread the word? How do you encourage them?
I am reading a book regularly, and I am read a book Give and Take book by authored by Adam Grant. In that we are giving, but after one we are taking also. We are getting automatically, and there is a concept of karma. If we give, we get life, and we will reap the benefits. So if we are giving, we will get in the future. So I am smart, always contributing, and open source is my passion, and especially WordPress.
Wow, that's lovely. I've never heard the analogy of using karma or dharma in the WordPress contributing kind of sense. That's an amazing analogy. I'm going to keep that and probably use it for some social media posts. I'll tag you in them for sure. But okay, I'll play devil's advocate now. What if I just want to get my job done, I just want to get work out of the way, and I'm just going to use this. This isn't me, this is a hypothetical scenario. I'm just going to use this and not ever think about contribute. Like, what would you say to that person if they had the capacity to contribute? Like, they had the time, they had the skills.
When we are contributing to WordPress, we are learning free of cost. We are learning from our senior developers how they writing a quality code. When I contribute to WPCL, at that time, Alan was the maintainer of this WPCL. I have learned that how they see the code and how they develop a new code. When I write a page, they will be used by many years of experienced developers. They handle bugs or something like how can improve this page and suggest us. They are spending the times on us, our development. I am getting a training by contributing to WordPress.
Wow, that's great. I love your reply so far. You could really see that the burning fire inside your heart for this thing called WordPress.
Yeah.
Do you have like any personal like goals or things you want to meet within the contribution of WordPress? Like maybe a feature that you really want to get out there or something that you would want to lead maybe?
Maybe I become quite committed in the future.
That'd be good. I think you'd be perfect for something like that. I mean, you should be sponsored since you love doing it anyway. It would be amazing if you had like a position where you could be sponsored just to write into core or whatever part of WordPress you like.
Sure. If anyone would like to sponsor me, they can contact.
Yeah, for sure. I'll make sure to like spread the word myself too. Well, I don't have any other questions. Is there anything else you want to add, Prashant?
I am writing blog posts on my prashantwp.com site, always about WordPress plugin and political. Please read them and give me feedback.
All right, I'll make sure to include the website in the video notes. Do you want to go ahead and tell us where we can find you too, aside from the website?
Yeah.
Like Twitter. Yes. Where can we find you? Twitter, post status. I know.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Prashant is.
Like you can find me on Twitter, Prashant_Baldha. And PM Baldha is WordPress OIG username. You can find always there. LinkedIn Prashant_Baldha.
There's LinkedIn too. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to include all those in the show notes so people can get in touch with you if they wanted to. And that was a quick one, but we covered everything, I think.
Yeah, sure. We have covered everything.
Wonderful. It was nice to talk to you, Prashant. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for your time and thanks for listening me. Please follow this Canuck YouTube.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's time to say bye. Bye, everyone.